Hey, what's going on, guys? John here. So anyway, me and Ethan were going to come out with a video today about the combat rework, and I kind of screwed up with the audio and stuff, so Ethan's audio didn't turn out the best where you could hear him or anything. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it solo. I will mention some key points that he mentioned while we were discussing this combat rework. Alright, so first off, we're just going to go ahead and get started with the combat rework itself. So first off, what can we expect? Well, with the beta coming out tomorrow, um, we're going to be seeing probably a whole lot of stuff that needs to be fixed. So basically, from the time that beta is released up until the final version of it is applied to the game, I'm sure we will see a whole lot of changes. I'm hoping. Um, I know Ethan was kind of worried about the dual wielding stuff, which is something I will touch on here in a little bit. But first off, something that I do want to mention is that the oh gosh, the graphic enhancements. There we go. There will be graphic enhancements actually applied when this combat rework comes out. So anyway, with these combat or I guess graphic enhancements in general, I guess what we're going to be seeing is player movements are going to be a whole lot more fluid. Um, you will actually have fingers now. You are able to put your sword or shield on your back, kind of like a type of. It's more warrior-like, I guess that's how I'm going to put this. I'm not sure where crossbows will go. That'll definitely be interesting to see. But bows are now wielded in the left hand, which is something that most people were kind of curious about as to why they were wielded in the right hand, because usually a bow is wielded in the left hand. Um, but also, girls have boobs now. That's a shocker to me. But girls actually have boobs now. Okay, so anyway, what I'm going to do is now I'm just going to go ahead and touch on the uh, what the dual wielding and all the combat rework stuff actually entails to itself. Okay, so basically, what we're going to be seeing is you're going to be able to dual wield. You can tri-brid all at once. You can just a lot of general updates and stuff like that. We're going to be seeing a whole lot of new armor. We're going to be seeing a lot of new special moves and stuff. So anyway, let's just go ahead and jump right in on to the special moves. The special moves is going to be it's going to be an action bar, and basically what you can do is you can set up your own actions and stuff, and so like your favorite ones or ones that you think are best for the situations, um, you can apply those to this action bar, and you can designate hotkeys to them. So say you want to designate like a supreme to number one, that way you can just go ahead and punch it real fast. You can do that now. Just hotkeys in general. I love the idea. I know Ethan's gonna like that idea. Um, Also, with the combat rework, we will be seeing combat, a new higher combat level, and a 20k life points. So, anyway, the way the combat level is determined now is your defense level plus your highest combat skill, whether it be mage, range, attack, or strength, and then it'll be added to 2. So anyway, your summoning and your prayer will not be added to this total anymore. Me and Ethan were talking about it, and we said that Ethan thought it was a pretty good idea. My debate on it was even though prayer you don't actually train it in combat, it actually really does help in combat, and it's pretty much what does define combat in general. Just because like turmoil and all that stuff. I mean, turmoil is it's a great prayer if you have it, and if you have it, you're gonna use it all the time. Um, but anyway, it's just stuff in general like that. It's definitely going to be something new that we're going to be seeing. So also I want to touch on the 20k life points. Uh, the reason they are doing the 20k life points now is because there is going to be a constitution benefit now, as to the way people heal. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump right on down to this. And so anyway, we have here fixed defense and life points. Um, it's really difficult to create balanced experience for players if they use items intended for players of higher level than they are. So while we can control this quite nicely with wielding requirements, it's more difficult with things like food. Um, After all, there's nothing stopping a low level player, such as like a level 3 player or a level 10 player, from being able to eat like sharks, Ceridome brews, and rock tails. Um, so anyway, what they're saying here is that they're probably going to be making Constitution to where as you get a higher Constitution, you will be able to unlock more foods that heal more. Um, if you have a Constitution level of 50, then you will be able. It says here that eating lobsters should be necessary. Um, and that's what you really should be eating. But if you choose to eat sharks or rocktails, um, they you still can, but it won't heal more than the lobsters do. So anyway, it's kind of like a money saving, to be honest. Now, you can save a whole lot more money with this. I know Ethan and I were discussing about it, and the way I described it is instead of it making like a certain level to unlock it, it should be based on off of a percentage, such as like prayer pots and stuff like that. Prayer pots, you get so much percentage of your prayer point total back. I know that's how it's based off of right now, and I'm not really sure what the percentage of it is, but I think that's how food actually should work, to be honest. But Ethan thinks that it's actually a pretty good idea, is what Ethan thinks, and Constitution level. I mean, like unlocking the foods is kind of a little bit extreme, but again, they just want to give challenge. They want more of a challenge in the game, and this is pretty much what people are seeking out. Okay, so anyway, moving on from the Constitution stuff, we're going to go ahead and jump right in onto the new armor and possibly some new weapons and stuff like that. So first off, what they mentioned here is full bandos. So anyway, if you guys haven't read up on this, I'll just go ahead and touch on some key points here. Bando's gear will be completed with addition of a new shield, gloves, and a brand new helm. Okay, so Ethan loves bandos, and he was so excited about this. Like you guys have no idea. All I heard was him screaming in the mic, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, full bandos! Yes, finally!" And so anyway, we got into the discussion about it, and what we thought actually is that armors should come in sets, and with like the Barrows items, um, they give like specials. I guess how I'm gonna put that because I don't really know the right word for it right now. I guess it's enhancements is the word I'm looking for. But anyway, they give enhancements. So what I'm thinking is like God Wars and stuff like that. They really should be able to enhance your your stats or enhance abilities and stuff like that. Just because it is God Wars and it is God Armor, and it just would actually make it seem reasonable. But anyway, with the addition of the new Barrow set, Armadillo gear will get a similar treatment. Rangers will find that they can now obtain new cockroach armor, ranger tank bucklers, and awesome offhand crossbows. I will touch on the offhand stuff here in a minute, but majors will find new safety decked out in spider silk robes and batwing robes while wielding new offhand wands and orbs to increase their damage or defensive potential. The option to hybridize your combat technique by using multiple styles at once by dual wielding is probably my favorite. Um, so this is Augie, and this is why they call it the Og Blog series, is because um, Mod Mark, I guess. I think that's who made it. Yeah. It was Mod Mark. Anyway, he goes by Augie around the office, so that's why it's called the Og Blog series. And so, anyway, you can now dual wield stuff, and you can also dual wield crossbows, uh, or you can wield like a sword, a crossbow, and you can auto cast spells, making this for a triple combo. That would be pretty interesting to see. Me and Ethan were talking about it earlier, and it just kind of makes it to where like tribardizing is really it's possible. Like instead of like switching between weapons now, all you have to do is just select like your say you have a um, action bar that's set up to for tribardizing. That would be like the best thing ever, just because you'd have like a whole bunch of supremes, and I'll touch on like more about the action bar here in a minute, just because there's some stuff that goes with the offhand and stuff like that. But anyway, you can have a whole bunch of supremes with it, and you can actually like shoot somebody with a crossbow while nailing them with a whip to the face. It's just, I think it's pretty good. Ethan doesn't think that dual wielding should be allowed, and honestly, it isn't RuneScape. Like, I mean, yeah, dual wielding's pretty cool, but if you really think about it, it just kind of puts overpowerment into the game. So anyway, what we are hoping is that most of this stuff actually gets like leveled out and stuff like that, and hopefully it will all just be pretty good. And so by the final version, it won't be so overpowered that you can just go out and kill anything. That's my hope anyway. Um, and Ethan just doesn't like the dual wielding in general, just because it isn't RuneScape. But hopefully they can get a whole bunch of bug fixes and stuff like that out of the way, and that's why we're doing the beta, I guess. Okay, so anyway, other gear has also been modified to work as an offhand weapon, like the Enchanted Excalibur reward. Ethan was saying that the Enchanted Excalibur is now having the same stats as a whip, except it's going to be wielded in the offhand slot. So Enchanted Excalibur is actually pretty easy to obtain, and it to me it just seems a little bit overpowered right now, like the way they're talking about it and stuff like that. Um, so anyway, also there will be some wield requirements that are going to be modified. Rune gear will now be only wearable if you have level 50 plus defense. So they're not only modifying combat, but they're modifying the whole system at which you are wearing your items and gear and stuff like that. And hopefully it'll just all be pretty good. I know like the iron and bronze, you can wear them at level 1, and it's just like, what? But so hopefully we'll see like bronze at level 1 and iron at level 5 or 10, and then the next armor set at level 20, and then 30, 40, 50, and so on and so forth. I hope that's the way it's going to be planned out, but hey, you never know. Okay, so anyway, the dual wield. Back to the dual wielding. Um, the way that this dual wielding is set up is like you can wield two crossbows. I know there's a supreme attack out there right now that if you do not move out of the way while dual wielding crossbows, and you use the supreme attack, you can pretty much in PvP kill a player instantly. Like if they do not move out of the way, you they will die instantly, no matter what. And so it just like it again, it goes back to the point overpowerment. And so anyway, me and Ethan also got into the discussion about them trying to make the combat triangle uh, actually like equal. And the combat triangle, me and Ethan both discussed it like pretty long, and I really wish that the audio really would have actually been been able to keep, just because we had a really long discussion about it, and I know it was about like 28 minutes long, and we were getting pretty in depth with it. Um, but anyway, so the combat triangle, like, there's not really a way to make it to where it's all even, you know. Um, I mean, like with Polypore coming out uh, later on in the game, it was just like it was Jagex was just trying to like do a little quick fix on it, and honestly, it didn't really fix hardly anything. Just because even though Polypore and Staff of Armadillo wreck, um, there's still so much melee gear out there that's overpowered, and it just makes it to where melee is the only thing that you can really use whenever you're really high level. Um, so anyway, basically, I've pretty much touched on just about everything that we've me and Ethan discussed. The combat levels, I already told you there's going to be a new max 200 combat. So me and Ethan are really looking forward to that. We're not looking forward to how it's going to be set up though, just because there's going to be a lot of 200s roaming around. It's just going to be really depressing, to be honest, because like a level 3 or whatever the new level is, whenever you build a new character, whenever this happens, there's going to be like, oh shit, this is going to be, fuck this game, you know. But hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully it'll all be good times. Um, but anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and touch on the little action bar for a little bit. Now with this new action bar, you can I think have three different sets of action bars, and you can have 8 different hotkeys set up to do those actions. So say you wanted to do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, or you wanted to do like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or it's just any of those buttons up there up top that you wanted to use. I'm curious to see if you can use like the F's up here, or you can just use the other stuff, and like say for typing and stuff like that. Which is also another thing I do want to mention is like fixed screen. Fixed screen, I'm kind of curious about, just because from what I've seen, fixed screen probably won't be able to function with this combat rework. So I don't know. It's just kind of, I think honestly what Jagex is trying to do is just trying to eliminate the fixed screen option. I know there's a lot of people that really like the old version, and Ethan being one of them, just because the old version is where most of us grew up in, and that's the version that we came to know and love. Me, I play on resizable just because I kind of like the bigger pictures, but the graphics I like them low just because it feels like old school RuneScape and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with going old school, to be honest. Um, but anyway, so that's what's up with the action bar. As you fight through, you'll gain like something like mana and stuff like that is kind of how it's set up, except it's stamina, I think is what they're calling it. And basically, as the duration of the fight goes on, you'll be able to unlock new abilities. And once you hit like a maxed bar, you'll be able to use a supreme or ultimate attack, as they call it. And basically, you can wreck with this attack, but it'll drop your stamina bar all the way back down to zero. You know, just have to start all over again. So again, it just like there's gonna be a whole bunch of new ways to plan out combat. There's never gonna be a guide out for combat, to be honest. If somebody comes out with a guide that I don't follow it, don't trust it, just because it's not you, and it's not really how like combat should be based on your wits, not somebody else's or stuff like that. Okay, so anyway, I've touched on everything that I really wanted to touch on. I know that I really wish that Ethan could be here and discuss this with you, but again, my audio screwed up with it, and I apologize for that. But hopefully, we can come out with a video with you guys, and I I just wish that the audio would have been saved because we got into like a really good discussion about a bunch of this stuff, and I know I'm being kind of bland about it. Um, just because there's not really anybody else to talk to. Um, but anyway, just leave your opinions about what you guys think about the combat rework, and hopefully Ethan will be able to get on the beta tomorrow, or just whenever he has time, he'll put up a video. I know he said he's going to be busy here the next day or so, so hopefully we can get a video out from him. If you guys want to send us in some videos of the combat rework, and you guys find out something like a pretty good tactical advantage, or you want to show us some of your supremes, or you just want to show some good combos, such as like ultimate kills or something like that, kind of like a top 10 PvP kills. I guess we could do that, except we'll just do top 5 this time instead of the top 10. We'll do probably like a top 5 kills in beta, and just have fun with the beta, guys. Really hope you guys enjoy it. Again, I really wish that Ethan could be here, just because we had a really good discussion about it, and I really wish that audio would have saved. But anyway, the beta is being released tomorrow, so expect that, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So again, thanks for watching, guys, and have fun with the Combat Rework beta.